Wenn ich mit Mönchen und mit Angelzogen redete und hatte der Liebe nicht, so wär ich ein tönend Herz oder eine klingende Schelle. Und wann ich weiß sagen könnte und wüsste alle Geheimnisse und alle Kenntnis und hätte alle Glauben also, dass ich möge versetzen und hätte der Liebe nicht, so wäre jetzt nicht, so wäre ich nichts. Und wenn ich alle meine habenden Armen gäbe und ließe meinen Leib brennen, meinen Leib brennen, und hatte der Liebe nicht, so wäre mir's nicht nütze, so wäre mir's nicht nütze. Wir sehen jetzt durch einen Spiegel in einem dunklen Worte. Dann aber von Angesicht zu Angesicht jetzt erkenne ich stückweise, dann aber werd ich erkennen, gleich wie ich erkennet bin.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Nick at 9, an opera variety show. My name is Nicholas Brownlee, and this is my daughter, Marilyn Rose Brownlee. And we are together because my wife is at rehearsal right now, so I'm recording this. The show must go on, right? The show must go on. So welcome to my variety show. It's just a show where we get together and we do opera. We sing a little, we do cool trivia shows, and most importantly right now we're doing this thing called Opera Madness, which is a March Madness style competition to crown the greatest singer ever. Those results will be in the third segment at the end of the show. If you're wondering, and if you're keeping track, this isn't your first time, yes, that's 4 weeks in a row of me singing in a vest. My vest collection is quite extensive, thank you very much. But we are leaning into summer. We're very, very excited about that. Aren't we excited about summer? Yeah? Okay. It has been one of those weeks, and just to keep it 100 with you guys, that recording, a few recording projects fell through this week as things happen. That recording is actually a deep cut, never before seen from a year ago, where I recorded that Brahms piece, and Yulia was my pianist, and she is an absolute hero for being able to follow me through all of that. Yeah, genau. I know. She's saying let me translate that. She's saying that I was just a little untilted in the middle. Yeah. Anyways, so editing that today was a study in self-care and self-forgiveness, which I'm very proud to report it went pretty well. And I still got a smile on my face, which how could you not, right? So anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Yes, baby. What is it? It's a spider. I gotta go kill a spider. I gotta go take a spider outside and let him free. Enjoy this next segment, which is another version of a lifelong duet with Jack Swanson and Katie Henley, where we ask the opera singing couples of the world some intense questions, ultimately ending with who's the best singer. It's all in good fun, of course, and they were excellent, excellent contestants, and we had so much fun doing it. Thank you so much, Jack and Katie, for coming on, and I hope you enjoy this. It should be a lot of fun. You want to say bye to everybody? Bye. Say bye. Bye. Sag mal tschüss. Bravi. Okay, enjoy the show, everybody. All right. Yeah. Are we ready?
Number one.
Okay.
Who has been singing longer? Who sings higher? Whose rep is harder? Which of you has had the most voice teachers? Who's better at music theory? Which of you spends more time on YouTube listening to old school singers? Who's more likely to have a gnarly crack in performance? Who spends more time warming up before performances? Which of you has the weirdest show day ritual?
Oh, without a doubt.
No doubt.
Who is more of a diva on show day? Mm-hmm. Who has better diction?
Which language?
Faster.
Can't talk about it.
Which language?
No!
Okay. Which of you is more prepared when you show up to a gig?
Faster.
Which of you is more likely to translate the entire score and not just where you sing? Who is better with patrons? And last one for me. Who takes lessons and coachings more?
Faster and better. Which of you is better at being on the road? Who is more likely to be late to a rehearsal?
It's never happened.
Which of you looks at the conductor more while performing?
Look at the conductor, you said?
Who looks at the conductor more? Which of you is more likely to get in a fight with the director?
It's never happened.
Who's more likely to forget to pay their AGMA dues?
Oh.
Who's more likely to forget text? Which of you does more online creeping of current singers in your file?
Oh.
Who sweats more during shows? Ugh, that hand in that shoe. Which of you is the better actor?
Nick!
True.
Who's louder?
Oh.
Who's more musical? The quicker the better. It'll hurt less. Which of you likes opera more? Who needs singing more? Which of you has better technique? Just throw it up. It's quicker because it's better. Yeah. And then finally, who's the better singer? He did that one. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Great work, guys.
Very, very
Great.
well done.
Yeah, how'd we do?
Good, Jack. You guys did really, really good. But let's check the leaderboard. And as you can see, boom, son. Vanessa and Luis lead by a point. By a point. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. But my money is on both of those couples, for the record. That is such a fun game. That's so interesting, and it's all in good fun, of course. But it's so interesting to see how a couple knows each other and answers when they're not looking at each other. It's just such a fun, cool game. Okay, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. Thank you for hanging in there for the last 17 minutes, or whatever this turns out to be. Here we go. We are finally announcing in Opera Madness the Epic Epiglottis 8. Yes, I know the epiglottics is just more of like a voluntary muscle that doesn't really involve in singing. Yeah, I know. But you come up with a better alliterative term for Elite 8 singers, because that's what it would be in March Madness, and find an E word. I also thought about, in the throw round was excellent exhalators. Because like exhalating, I know, breath control, I know. I'm glad I didn't do it. Anyway, so the Epic Epiglottis 8. I will run you through it. By the way, baby is asleep right now. Jen is back. So I'm screaming. So I won't be doing that right now. So here we go. Let's go. Let's start in the VC Darte region. VC Darte region, Montserrat takes out Morel Franey and Leontine over Jesse Norman. That was a criminally close. That was a criminally close race, and so sad to see Jesse Norman go, but obviously all in good fun. You know, how do you choose, right? As the ultimate hard decision. So we have coming up in the finals of the Soprano, Montserrat, sort of an 8 seed, a sleeper 8 seed against Leontine, who I sort of predicted all along, because I think a lot of Americans are voting in this, and I think Leontine Price is the most valued American. I'm ready to say this. Yeah, I think I'm ready to say this over like Collis or anything. Like she is the most valued American soprano of all time. Let's go down to the mezzo side of things now in the Odan Fatale region. Marilyn Horne, an 8 seed, which was low to begin with, but again, the seeding, if you've watched the previous episodes, I explained how I did it. As fair as possible. That makes sense. But she takes down Janet Baker. I'm so sad Jen's not hosting with me this week because she'd be so bummed about that. Christa Ludwig. Now that's fascinating to me. Marilyn Horne versus Christa Ludwig. Sort of like the epitome of like grace and German elegance and like a Mercedes-Benz singer versus sort of like a big Ford, I would say like a big Ford truck, but it's a big Ford truck that can like take corners super fast. Like Marilyn Horne, don't forget, she sang Handel and all this Rossini back in the day. I mean, we know her now for having like a chest voice she brings up to A flat sometimes on the staff, and we're all like, but like, don't forget, she was fleet and agile back in the day too. Agile, can you imagine? So definitely that's a great lineup. Marilyn Horne, Christa Ludwig. We go over to the tenors. Caruso down. Down goes Frazier. Caruso Frazier. Unbelievable to me. This one for me was really, really interesting because that's sort of, for me, That's sort of the defining, like in the recording era, we think Caruso, we think Pavarotti. And because of the way the seating worked out, not purposefully, by the way, just the way it worked out, you had Pavarotti and Caruso actually going together in a earlier round than most would have them, right? And I think that was very fascinating. How are you going to go wrong there? And then Corelli edges out Wunderlich. That makes sense. It's Corelli. So for me, like, listen, I'm tenors first in all times. So saying that as a bass baritone and married to a mezzo, I don't care. But definitely Pav and Corelli, like, those are the people you go to. Like, when you think, like, who are the tenors, you're like, let me see what Pav did. And then you're like, you just admire the technique. And you're like, maybe one day, if I could. And then you go to Corelli and you just admire the, like, sheer will and animal instincts that his throat had. And for me, when I watch Pavarotti, I'm like taking notes. And when I watch Corelli, I just like have whiskey in my hand and I don't even care. I'm like, it's C flat, B flat, C natural. I don't care what the notes are. Pavarotti, I'm like, oh, okay, this is C flat, so the tuning is different, and Di rigori or whatever. I don't do any of that with Corelli. I just listen to Corelli and I just let Corelli be Corelli. And then finally, in the Il Lacerato Spirito region, which of course I just named it that, but this is an all low voice mel round. It's hard. I know it's the hardest one. Bass baritones, basso cantate. There's like 80 divisions of it. I know. You know, and even in today's terms, you think about like modern singers, like how do you John Lundgren versus Patrick Carfizzi versus Phil Corcorinos, you know, versus D'Arcangelo, like but it's just you know, for fun, right? And we have 1 seed Leonard Warren and 2 seed George London. Now I think again we had a lot of non-Americans in the seeding and in the rounds, but I think a lot of Americans are voting, and it's hard to listen to the Leonard Warren and not be like, oh yeah, or George London and not go, so I think that is appropriate. I think that for my money, that's right. So we got a hell of an 8 lineup. We got in the finals for the soprano, Montserrat versus Leontine. I have a good idea of how that's going to go. Marilyn Horne versus Christa Ludwig, which could go either way. And Luciano versus Corelli, which is the matchup we all wanted. And Leonard Warren versus George London. But I want to thank you all for staying with me. I want to thank you all for putting up with this shirt because the summer vibes here. And I want to thank you all for checking out my little girl in the first segment. We had so much fun recording that. And yeah, if I feel like I'm rushing, I feel like I'm a little crazy, it's been that kind of week, and I'm coming across the finish line with this episode, to be honest with you. So thank you all for your participation in this. It means the world to me. And any of you couples that want to be on a lifelong duet, please reach out to me. I would really, really love to sit down with you guys and have some fun. So thank you for everything. Thank you, Dallas Opera, again for this opportunity. And yeah, so we'll see you at the Google form when we can vote on these people. And next week we announce the final 4, fucked up 4, some alliterative fun thing I'm gonna come up with in a week. So anyways, peace, you guys. Thank you for coming to the show.